Hey everyone, welcome back to Two Nerds in a Podcast. Today's episode is a very exciting episode for me. We're talking about Sick New World and Bring Me the Horizon. So last week was my birthday, and for my birthday, I went to Sick New World, and actually on my birthday, so this was probably like a few months ago, they had released a bunch of side shows. So like a bunch of bands that were playing at Sick New World were doing one-off concerts.
We love that for us.
Yeah, so like a bunch of them did it. Bring Me the Horizon, I think originally they only had one show, and it got sold out, which was the Friday before. And then they added a second show on my birthday. So Jamie got us tickets. And that was
Not
okay.
me,
And
other Jamie.
other Jamie. And let me just preface this by saying, if you've listened to any of our episodes before, you know that me and Jamie are not. So she's never been to a concert. Well, up until this last concert.
Yeah.
And we originally had a concert planned last May that we didn't make it into because we got a little too silly. We were just a little silly.
Pre-gamed a little too hard.
We were just being silly, okay? So this was
Just
her
being
Bring Me the
girls.
Horizon was her first concert ever. Okay.
How exciting.
And what a freaking concert that was, let me tell you. Oh, Ollie Sykes. That man is so beautiful in person, and his little British accent.
Yeah.
Oh, I want him to make a podcast so I can listen to him talk.
He should just come on our podcast.
He should. Ollie, if you're listening, love you.
Yeah. Come on our podcast, please.
But it was so good. It was like, I've never seen Bring Me the Horizon. This is my first time seeing them. And then Spirit Box opened for them, and she's really good. Her name is Courtney LaPlante. I don't know how to say her last name. But she's so beautiful, and she has such an amazing voice. So they opened for Bring Me the Horizon, and then yeah, it was so good. I ended up wearing these like 4-inch boots,
Oh my gosh.
and my feet hurt so bad. And I'm already like
My
for
ankles could
reference,
never.
for reference, I'm 5'10"
Yeah, you're already tall.
without
So you
heels.
were
I
over
was
6 foot with your
yes, I
heels
was
on.
towering over people.
And you already tower.
Yeah, my feet hurt so bad, but I was like, I need to take these off. I cannot. I'm sorry, Mr. Uberman. But my feet are killing me.
Did you have
So,
Barbie feet afterwards where you can put your feet flat? I
yeah, oh
hate
my
that.
God. I was like, I'm glad I did it Thursday because then it gave my feet like a rest day for Sick New World, because Sick New World absolutely destroyed my feet because I didn't wear Crocs, and I honestly should have. The problem is I didn't have
glad
Crocs
you
that
did
match.
it. I'm glad you did it for the aesthetic.
For the aesthetic. That's the only reason I did it. But yeah, my feet were dying, but it was so good. Bring Me the Horizon. Like, Oliver Sykes is so, like, he's so high energy and so fun, and it was a blast. And it was Jamie's first concert, like I said, and it was probably the best first concert ever. I am actually jealous that was her first concert, because it was so good.
And where was it at? I know it was in Vegas, but
Yeah,
where?
so it was in Vegas. So it was at the Fontainebleau.
Oh.
They just opened that hotel up like 2 months ago or something.
Oh.
So it's like a brand new venue, and it was so beautiful on the inside, and it was really nice. And it's actually right by the Las Vegas Festival grounds, so like you can see it from the festival grounds. But yeah, we had never been there, obviously, and it was really nice, and the venue was super cool, and it was just cool to. The reason I wanted to go to this sideshow, because I was like, Bring Me the Horizon's playing on Saturday, okay? We didn't have to go and see them. But Bring Me the Horizon played at like 8 or 9 at night, and I was so tired at that point. I was like, I don't even care about getting in the front. So that's why I was like, I'm glad we got tickets to see the sideshow, because I got like a better view, and I got to like enjoy it. And
you were inside.
And I didn't have to like worry about like fighting 85,000 people to see this band. Yeah, and I was inside.
Yeah.
But that was so fun. So
was it standing room only?
So we got standing room, but there was like a little balcony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you could go sit in the balcony, but it's like a pretty, like, average size, like, standing room only venue. I don't know. It's not, like, super small, but it's not, like, massive.
Yeah.
Like, we got, like, fairly close,
I was gonna say,
and
you guys had a
we
good view.
yeah, we got pretty close, and I think we got there to the act like, inside the actual venue right when like, Spirit Box had just started. So,
Oh,
we weren't,
okay.
like, early in any way, it in good fashion, me and Jamie, other Jamie, are we're b okay, Jamie, picture myself
Mhm.
times 2. You know how
No.
chaotic I am when I have to get shit done?
Yeah.
That's me and Jamie together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it was
So it's basically like having 2 toddlers
yes,
tied
basically.
together at the wrists and running
I was
around.
like, "We are not drinking. We are not drinking. We are not drinking. We are not drinking." I was like, every milestone, I was like, "We made it into the venue." I was like, "Jamie, we did it. We did it. No one can say anything to us because we did it." Um, and we made it to a festival, which was probably a lot for her because that was a lot for me,
I was
and
about to say
I've been to
festivals are a
festivals.
lot.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, it was so good. I know I keep saying that. I don't know what else to say. I love Bring Me the Horizon. It's like,
Did they play all the songs you wanted them to play?
yes, they played
Excellent.
they played all of their best songs like Kingslayer, Kool-Aid, Throne. I was like, this is so good. I am also okay, I don't know. I feel like there's two types of people, and it may be because I'm like my like slightly like got a little bit of the tism. Maybe
Mhm.
just like a little bit.
Mhm.
But
Touch of the tism.
have to a touch of the tism. I have to know. I will create a playlist. I look up the set list and I create a playlist on my Spotify.
Mhm.
And then, like, leading up to the concert, that's the only thing I listen to. And then, like,
Ah.
throughout the concert, because I'm like, I don't know. I just need to know. I think I'm just and I do it for every concert. So I looked up the set list, made a playlist, and then like I was like looking at it and I'm like, he's gonna play Kingslayer next. He's gonna play this song next. And I'm like, I'm just um but I have to do that. I don't know. I know some people like don't like it ruined for them, but like I need to know
Honestly,
what they're playing.
I never even thought about looking up the set list
Really?
beforehand. Yeah. But
Oh,
here's the thing.
I need to know.
For me, like when I go to like when I purchase tickets to go to a concert to see somebody that I want to see, I listen to them like every day leading up to the concert because I need to
Same.
know every single word to every
Same.
single song so that I could scream my lungs out at the concert.
Same. And then afterwards, I'm like, that's all I want to listen to. So like all I've been
Yes.
listening to, and it's been a mix because I went to Sick New World. I think if I didn't go to Sick New World, I would only listen to Bring Me the Horizon and Spirit
Yeah.
Box.
Mhm.
But I went to Sick New World and I saw a bunch of bands, so I've been listening to like a bunch of music.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. Also, there was a little we'll transition to the next day, Friday. There was a little kerfuffle, we'll say.
Oh no.
So
You and kerfuffles don't mix. I'm sorry.
no, let me tell you. Listen, I did have a meltdown on Friday, but like it was a very mild one, but
Mhm.
it was justified. Okay, so I had to get a new wristband because my wristband got messed up, and like once you pull the wristband, you can't like undo it. So I had to go get a
Yeah.
new one, which was fine. Me and Jamie went. We went on the monorail. We went to because that's how we were getting to the festival.
Mhm.
So we were like, perfect. We can just see how the monorail works. We can figure out where we need to get off, how long it takes, whatever. It was it was raining in Vegas,
Oh.
which was super fun. Pouring rain, and I decided because I didn't look outside before I got dressed.
Mhm.
And I was just like, I want to look cute. It's my birthday weekend. So I
Mhm.
wore like this really cute little like spaghetti strap like tank top and a skirt, okay? And it poured rain.
Was it
And
cold?
then yes, it was cold on
Mm.
top of it. It wasn't even warm rain.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get to like right in front of the festival grounds. We're trying to figure out how to get because they also have like a pop-up merch shop.
Ooh,
Um,
love me
so
some
we were trying to
merch.
figure out we were trying to figure out both of those, okay?
Yeah.
Then we started so we started me and Jamie are so dumb together, dude. So, we started walking in the correct direction, and then we were like, "Wait, this doesn't seem right." So, we started walking in the opposite direction, and then
No!
we were like, "No, this is definitely not right." So then we, like, walked in a big freaking circle in the pouring rain. I was like my hair was soaked. I felt disgusting because I'm, like, soaking wet. And then, like, we were gonna get, like, the pop-up merch. We were gonna stand in that line, but it was, like, 3 hours long.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, "Let's just get the wristband." And we were gonna walk back to the monorail, and I was like, started crying. Jamie was like, "I'll just order us an
Oh,
Uber."
no! Yeah.
And that was, like, the only, like, real meltdown I had, so I'm really proud of myself, but we also went
And
to
it's
go check out the
warranted.
other.
It's
Yeah,
warranted.
that was
I would
justified. That was
also be
like
very I would also be very upset if I was soaking wet and
see, and
cold.
I'm like, "Whatever, like, rain doesn't bother me because 'cause I'm from Oregon," but, like, out here, the rain is not Oregon rain. It is not
No.
Oregon rain. It
Yeah.
is, like, pouring rain, slapping you in the face, like,
Mhm.
freezing. So that was warranted, and then we decided to go check out so a lot of the bands were having pop-up shops at, like, little local places.
Mhm.
So we went to the Bring Me the Horizon one, and there was nobody there. The Sleep Token one was like we went closer to, like, 5 or 6,
Mhm.
and the line was still 3 hours long.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like, "That's insane," because we wanted to go to that one. Jamie wanted to go look at the Sleep Token merch, and I was like, "That's fucking ridiculous." I was like,
Yeah.
"That's actually insane." Because, like, the pop-up merch, anybody can go to that. So, like, even if you don't have tickets to Sick New World, like, you can still
Yeah.
go look at it. The Bring Me the Horizon one was cool, but I was like, I like Sleep Token, but I do not like them that much.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know if I really like any band where I'm willing to wait I don't even wanna wait in a Disney ride line for 3 hours, let alone
Yeah.
a line where I have to spend money.
Yeah. 3 hours is a lot. Like, I would wait, like, an hour,
Yeah, yeah, like an hour, and, like,
maybe
maybe if I got to meet
2,
them.
maybe 2 if there was something, like, exclusive that had never been, like, out before and wasn't gonna
Mhm.
be sold anywhere else,
Yeah.
and I really, really wanted it. Like, that would be the T-shirt or the whatever it is kinda thing, but,
Mhm,
like,
mhm. Yeah.
3 hours?
Yeah,
Yeesh.
and it's like yeah, I don't even think I would do that for, like, Avenged Sevenfold, and that's, like, my favorite band. I'm like, "Fuck that, that's too long."
Yeah.
We can drive by it and look at it, but,
We're not getting in line,
yeah.
that's for sure.
No.
Mm-mm.
And then yeah, so that was our little kerfuffle. Other than that though, like it was pretty solid. Like we did pretty good. We made it the whole day. We almost had a little incident which I'll talk about. But I think it was pretty good. I think it was a lot for like especially for Jamie, like a concert and a festival cuz festivals
Yeah,
are a lot.
new
Festivals
experiences
are a
all at
lot. Yeah.
once. Yeah,
Um
that's
and
like
I
sensory overload.
Oh, yeah, and I'm like, I haven't been to a festival since, like, 2017, I think,
Mhm.
which was Warped Tour, and I actually got to go for free with a band, so it wasn't even, like and it was in Oregon, so it was not that crowded, like, Vegas is such a hot spot for everyone to go to.
Yeah, it's so easy to get to for so many states.
Exactly, so I'm like, this is like, I knew a lot of people that were going, like, I saw some people from, like, my high school that were going, and
Oh.
yeah, like, a lot of people I knew were going. The only problem is, though, is the Las Vegas festival grounds, you have no service at all.
Oh,
I had
man.
all of my videos I uploaded, I had to wait until, like, midnight because they would not upload, and I couldn't
Wow.
get a hold like, if
If
you
you get
get lost,
separated?
if you get
Mhm.
separated, like, you need to find a meeting point because let me tell you, you do not have service in the Las Vegas festival grounds. 'Cause I
That's
was, like,
so
gonna try and
weird.
meet up with people because 'cause I'm like, "Hey," like, if I knew a bunch of people going, and then I was like, I don't there's so many people here, and I have T-Mobile, so I have, like, one of the better providers,
Yeah.
and Jamie, I think, had Verizon, and she didn't have any service, so, like, if you ever go to the Las Vegas Festival grounds, just know, 0 service.
That's crazy because you would think, like, Vegas in general would just have really good service.
Right, and it's like it's not like it's in the middle of nowhere, like, it's at the end of the strip.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I was really sad because I wanted to, like, blow up everybody on my Instagram, but I just had to wait till later. But I guess we can do this transition into Sick New World.
Okay.
So that was sick, let me tell you. First off, my outfit was so cute. I didn't even
Yes.
care. Listen,
So
Jamie,
cute.
I got sunburnt, shockingly.
Yeah, that's
But
not
it actually
surprising.
wasn't that bad actually.
That's good.
Um, considering like 90% of the time we were there during the day, the sun was like directly on my back.
Mm.
Like at one point I had like a big fan and I had to like put it on my back
Yeah.
because I was like, I'm gonna die. I had like my outfit was like, and I was like tempted not, I was like contemplating wearing it or not. I ended up bringing like an extra t-shirt just in case because
Yeah.
it was like that fake leather.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's cute, but is it practical? And
No.
it wasn't
Fake
that
leather
bad
never is.
actually. Actually, it wasn't too terrible. That like I wasn't too sweaty. I
I mean, your arms were out, so and your shoulders, so I feel like
yeah.
that probably definitely helped
Mhm.
when your armpits are enclosed in like
Mhm.
vinyl or fake leather, you're just
Mm.
instantly hot. So
Yeah.
I know that definitely helped.
Yeah. And there was like everybody had like such I love festivals. I was telling my coworker cuz he went to Stagecoach the same weekend. And I said, "Listen, because
Oh.
he doesn't care about like dressing up or any of that." I said, "Festivals,
Oh.
50% of that is the outfit.
Yeah. I mean like
Like
Coachella, that's like 80%.
that's like
It's
90% of it."
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, people dress up and like there was girls like dressed to the nines. I was like, dang. Yeah, 50% of it is the outfit.
It's like going to a convention. You know,
Exactly. Like
convention
you
like
need to
half
take
of it is
pictures.
dressing in the spirit.
Yeah, and I'm like everybody was like dressed so it was and I'd never listen, let me tell you something. If you ever want a bunch of goth baddies in one room or in one area, go to a metal festival. I have never seen so many fishnets and garters in
Mm,
my life.
yeah.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
this is goth girl heaven. Okay, and I'm not excluded from that because I definitely wore fishnets, but I'm like, wow, everybody here looks the same, and it's also nice because you can always tell where people like when we went to the Fontainebleau. I was
Mhm.
like, we know we're getting close to the venue when you start seeing lots of people wearing black,
Yep.
lots of people that look similar. That's how
Mhm.
we know we're close. Like if you go to a Taylor Swift concert, you kind of know when you get there.
Yeah. Yeah, there are signs. There are definitely
Yes.
signs.
Me and Jamie, we were on it. We had like our itinerary ready. She got the app that
Mhm.
let us know when the next band we wanted to see was playing. We were
Nice.
ready. So our first band didn't show up and didn't play until 2.
Mhm.
So we kind of like had the morning to get ready. It took like an hour to get in, but there was like 85,000 people there, so
Yeah.
um and our first band was Baby Metal.
Mhm.
And that was super fun. Baby Metal is so adorable. She's so cute and she's so fun and it was a blast. I had so much fun.
She's done a song with Bad Omens?
She did a song with Bring Me the Horizon,
Bring Me the
Kingslayer.
Horizon, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I was
Mhm.
like, there's somebody. I've heard the name.
Mhm. So she had a set and it was super fun. It was super cute. And then our next performer we saw was drumroll please Bad Omens. Woo!
Woo!
Okay, so before we get into how beautiful and amazing that was, let me tell you how
Mhm.
we almost didn't get to see Bad Omens. And Jamie gave me permission to tell this story. So we kind of squeeze our way pretty close. Like we're not
Mhm.
super close, but like we got a good view.
Yeah.
And we got there like a little early, so we're standing there. Bad Omens, I think, played at like 4:10.
Mhm.
Jamie,
Yeah.
like 6 minutes before Bad Omens goes on,
Yeah.
Jamie gets super hot. She starts getting real, real fainty.
Oh no.
She's like, "I'm gonna pass out. I'm
Oh
gonna pass
no,
out."
not
And
sunstroke. No.
I was like, so she ended up having to sit down, and I said, drink some water, I was
Yeah.
like, fan yourself here. She like leaned up on the guy's leg behind her. We poured water down her back. I said, listen, I said, Jamie, "We can leave if we need to." I was like, "Yeah, listen, we can leave if we need to, okay?" She was like, "No, no, I'm fine." And I was like, "Listen, I've seen Bad Omens before.
Mhm.
Do I wanna see them again?
Yes.
Absolutely." And I was like, "Jamie, please recover from this." And
You're
then
like, "I
she
need
did.
you to pull through
"I need you to
for
not
Bad
be doing this."
Omens. You could do this later.
I was like, "Listen, I know I've seen them before." And, for, like, the first
This is
half
for
of it, she had to sit
you,
down.
Jamie. This is for you."
Because oh, but she ended up pulling through, and oh my gosh. So I've seen Bad Omens already, but it never disappoints me.
Noah Sebastian is so
Um,
pretty.
he's so beautiful. His voice is amazing, and
Of
his
an
sets are
angel.
just so good. Yeah. He opened with it's pretty much like the same set list as like his regular shows, but condensed.
Mhm.
So he opened with Artificial Suicide, which from seeing him the first time, knew what was gonna happen. So I recorded it because he does like this little bark. And I'll send it to you so you know what I'm talking about because it's
Yeah.
oh my god, and I knew he was gonna do it, and I was like,
You're like, "I have to be
oh
recording this time."
yeah. So he played like all of his good, and then I was so excited because he released two songs recently. They released
Mhm.
Van with Poppy
Mhm.
and The Drain, and he played
Oh,
both
The
of those
Drain is
songs.
so Oh my god, The Drain
And
is so good.
oh my god, I know it's so good. And like Poppy came out and that just revived Jamie. Jamie was like she just was like
She
I'm
just
fine
risen
now.
from the dead,
She
yeah.
just rose from the dead. I was like I never seen her get up so fast. But that was super exciting cuz I was like I love that song and it was really cool that cuz she wasn't at the festival, like she wasn't on any of the sets or like anything
So
like
she
that.
was
So
just there to appear for that
yeah, she was
song.
just at a feature. And then yeah, they played The Drain, which was super cool because that song just came out, so that was cool to see that live.
Yeah, I love
Um,
that Jamie rose from the dead for that because that's what I feel like maybe it's a Jamie thing cuz I would do the same thing. I don't
yeah.
care if I'm like literally dead on the floor and my favorite song from a band I love comes on, I'm getting up. I will be
Oh, same,
upright and I will be alive
same.
for that song.
I'm like all of a sudden I feel great. I feel
Yep.
fine. I was never sick.
Yeah.
But it was so good. Like Bad Omens, if you ever get a chance to see them, anybody,
I want to
please do it.
go.
They're so good. He's Noah Sebastian. He's an angel. He's a literal angel. Um, that whole band is just amazing, and I love them.
Listen, the only thing that I am not 100% on board with is the ski masks. It's the only
Yeah.
thing that I'm like,
I also was like, how is he? Because 4 o'clock was like the hottest part of the day. Granted, it was
"Oh,
only like
yeah.
78, but it was still pretty warm. And I'm like, how are you wearing that? And they all were wearing ski masks. Like when they come out
Yeah.
for Artificial Suicide,
Yeah.
they play in ski masks. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. But
So
that's like a
hot."
thing. A lot of bands have been doing the ski mask lately.
I
And
know, and I just ugh, I don't know.
like Avenged Sevenfold, like this last album, they do a bunch of ski mask stuff, and I'm like, I don't understand, but I'm here for it, and
Yeah. I mean,
I
like,
I
I
love
I
it.
get when the band, like, does a thing like that. The only thing that makes me nervous is because the crowd will jump
Oh
in on
yeah,
stuff like that, and, like, a crowd full of people wearing ski masks just, like, radiates, like, danger vibes, and
yeah.
I'm not
Well, I
here
mean,
for that.
yeah, that makes sense, but
But Noah Sebastian in that tiny little black tank top?
ooh, so
Absolutely.
good. Oh my god, that man is
He's so pretty.
amazing.
Although it's so funny because I keep getting recommended reels of him with long hair, and I'm like, "No,
Oh,
baby. I'm so glad your hair is nice and, like, neat and short now because
but I
he
love
just
that he can
looks."
pull off both sides.
Absolutely,
Like
but
he
I
could
prefer
pull
the
off
short
long
hair.
hair. Yeah, I love his his short hair. Oh
Ugh,
man, he's wonderful, and
yeah.
honestly, yeah, if you ever get to see them, please do because they're amazing. I was like, I'm not missing a second chance to see Bad Omens, Jamie. You gotta get it
Get
together.
it together!
Okay? I know like you've
And
never
she
seen
did.
any of these bands, but like me. What about my feelings, Jamie? So after Bad Omens, which was amazing, Chef's Kiss. What did we see after that? Oh, I went to see Kubla Khan at the smaller
Oh.
stage.
Mhm.
Jamie, because that's a little heavier band. So Jamie was like, I'm gonna sit out on this one. And I ended up like going into like the pit. Um
Oh,
I
good
got
lord.
I got my shit rocked pretty hard. I like got hit in the back of the head at one point, and it like knocked a new life into me. I was like, "Whoa, I need a minute." I was like, "I think I might just have a concussion." But it was fine. I lost my sunglasses in the pit, which was really depressing.
You and sunglasses, madame,
Not a good
you
combo,
just
no.
know.
And they weren't even mine, they were Jamie's. I was like, "I lost your sunglasses, sorry."
Wow, way to go.
So that was
Hope
fun. That
she
was
didn't
like a
like
little
them.
yeah, I was like, no, somebody definitely stepped on him in that pit, so, my bad. There was, like, a bunch of big sweaty guys in there, so I don't think you want him anyways.
Yeah. The pit is so
Um,
scary.
it is scary, and that's why Jamie was like, "I'm actually good on that. Just
Yeah,
meet me here
I would
in
be the
20
same.
minutes."
I would get flattened so
Yeah.
quickly.
So that was fun. The only thing I was, like, a little worried about was because I just got, like, a new piercing on my face, so I was, like, really
Mm,
scared somebody was gonna, like, bop me right in the face, but I
yeah.
managed to survive that. After that, we saw Motionless in White, which, I've
Mm,
already seen Motionless in White last
yeah.
year. And I am a little sad because Motionless in White and Knocked Loose played at the same time, and I love Knocked Loose,
No, I
and Knocked
hate when
Loose
that
just had a song with
happens.
Poppy,
Oh, so
and
she
so
was there
Poppy
for
got to
multiple
yeah,
things. How
and so I was really
fun.
sad about that, but I love Motionless in White, like, I love Chris Motionless,
Mhm.
and we got pretty close to that one, like, we had really good view for that one. Um, and it was kinda sad because they do a song with Knocked Loose, so he didn't get to feature on that, but I've already seen it, so it wasn't a huge deal, but I love Motionless in White. I was like, I'll see them again. Jamie's never seen them. She's just followed me around all day.
Yeah.
Honestly, we once we got there, we kind of because everything was like, the lines were so long for everything. By the time we actually got in and, like, ready, we just had to start going to bands. Like, we didn't really get
Yeah.
to, like, sit down and look around.
Mhm.
We kind of did, like, we kinda checked out some of the stuff. We got food, I think in between,
Do
like,
they have
bring
good food
or
options?
yeah, they had pretty decent food options. They had a lot of food. They had a lot of, like, pop-up shops. They had a lot of stuff to do, but, like, a lot of like, once you start getting into the later hours,
Mhm.
it's like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
You, like, have to go from band to band to band. The only time we really got to, like, chill was, I think between Bad Omens and, like, Motionless in White maybe, or, like, Motionless in White after that we kinda chilled.
Mhm.
Um, because then I think we saw Danny Elfman next,
Oh.
which I'm actually shocked how many people don't know who Danny Elfman is. I'm actually like, I heard somebody behind me being like, why are they playing all these random songs? Because they were playing like, because he did like, because he's done a lot of the movies. He did
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas and
Mhm.
Beetlejuice and Batman. So like the person behind me was like really confused. And I was like, how do you not know who
Was it a young person? A younger person than you?
probably,
Mm.
probably. Um, but yeah, I'm really
That's when
shocked.
you know
And
that their parents aren't educating them properly.
exactly. And I was like really shocked. And then I was shocked about that. Not as much like I love Oingo Boingo. Okay, I
Mhm.
this is my mother taught me about Oingo Boingo, and that's
Yeah.
how I know who that's how I know who Danny Elfman is.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm really shocked because like he wrote the Simpsons theme song, and like I feel like
Yeah.
that's pretty well known knowledge. But that was really cool because he did like Oingo Boingo stuff. Like he did uh Dead Man's Party, which was really fun. I love
Yeah.
that song, and then I just wanted to listen to that song after that.
Mhm.
But it was really cool because he did he did some Nightmare Before Christmas, some Beetlejuice. He did the Simpsons theme song, so it was like really random. But it was
Yeah.
really cool. I was like, this is fun. Because like I knew for a while he wasn't performing because he was like going deaf or something.
Mm.
Um, And I was like, "Listen, my mom would love this shit, so I'm here for you, mom. Here for
Yeah.
you on this one." Um, and like kind of towards like that set, I was like, I don't really give a shit about being in the front. There's so many people. I just want to sit down
Yeah. I
and
feel
get
like
up when I
too for
want
like
to.
Danny Elfman, you don't need to be in the front because
No.
his is a lot of instrumental stuff. So
So after like once Danny Elfman kind of came on, I was like, I don't really give a shit about being in the front. I just want to be somewhere where I can sit down.
yeah.
Because after that, I think was Bring Me the Horizon, and we watched
Mm.
that set because he brought Baby Metal out for Kingslayer.
Ooh.
So we ended up watching it anyways, but I was like, I don't really care because like we just saw them, so like I
Yeah.
don't really
I
need to
love
see
that
them
Baby
again.
Metal had like so many collabs with so many different bands that she could
I
just
know it was
show
so
up and
fun.
like float
Uh,
from stage to
yeah,
stage.
it was so fun. And it was really funny. So like, Oliver Sykes is so funny, but like one of the songs he did was I think was Doomed or Drown, one of those
Mhm.
songs. He was like sitting on the floor for like a long time, like facing away from the crowd because he was putting on a Spider-Man mask. And like he gets
Why?
up and turns around and just has this Spider-Man mask on. And I'm like, what is happening?
Oh my gosh.
But he's so beautiful too. And like his British accent never gets old. Never. So that was fun. We got to see them. And then after that, I was absolutely exhausted. So this was our plan. So System of a Down played at 10:30.
At night?
Yes. And
That's
Sleep
past your
Token,
bedtime.
oh, that's way past my bedtime. Sleep Token closed, or they were closing on a different, or they were headlining on a different stage at 11, I think. So
Oh.
originally, this was our original plan, was to start at System of a Down and then jump over to the it was the
Sleep token.
Spiral stage. Yeah,
Mhm.
and catch that. We were so tired that we were like, we didn't even stay for the whole system set. So after Bring Me the Horizon, it was Slipknot, which I fell asleep during. I sat on the grass. I leaned back because my back was hurting, and
Mhm.
I just fell asleep. And this girl thought I was like passed out drunk because who falls asleep during Slipknot?
Yeah.
What? I was like, no, I'm not drunk. I'm just real
You're
EP,
like,
okay? I'm real
"Yeah,
tired.
I'm grandma and this is way past my
Yeah, my
bedtime."
feeties hurt, like I'm tired, like
You're sweaty.
I'm
Yeah.
sweating, like I just so I was like, I'm gonna take this opportunity to get some rest.
During
um,
Slipknot, like
yeah, during
anybody
Slipknot,
does.
just the huge. And then, like, thankfully, like they were like once you get to the end of the night, like the shows were pretty back to back, so we didn't have to wait long for System of a Down, and that kind of revived me a little bit, like very slightly because I was so tired. But I
Mhm.
love System of a Down. I absolutely love them. They're amazing. 10 out of 10. Like all of my dreams came true. I've always wanted to see them at least once. They're so good live. But we were so exhausted. We were so tired. We ended up just leaving before their set ended because we didn't want to like have to deal with the crowds and the monorail and all of that with so many
Uh,
people.
yeah.
Um so we ended up leaving I think at like 11:30, maybe a little earlier. So it was a pretty I mean it was a pretty full it was a very full packed day, let me
Yeah.
tell you. Um but 10 out of 10 worth it. I think if I did it again, I would wear different shoes and maybe a different shirt. And, honestly, like I was like a little underprepared, but not like too bad. So I brought like an empty water bottle in because they have free water stations. So I was like,
Mhm.
I'm cashing in on that. Um, they had like, you had to bring like a clear bag and all of that. But I would do it again. I would definitely do it again. Um,
Is there anything that you would want them to change for next year? Like anything you thought could have worked better?
mm,
Besides,
You
obviously, your favorite band's not playing at the same time.
I know, they need to not do that. It wasn't too bad. The only thing it was like it's very chaotic. So if you
Yeah.
go like lines don't make sense, like there's just people everywhere. So like if like at one point I was like, just shove your way to the front of this line because nobody knows what's happening right now. Like at the water station, I was like,
Oh,
I was like, everybody's just piled around it. There's no lines forming. Like I'm real confused and I'm thirsty. So it's a little like unorganized or like organized chaos, I guess. But
yeah.
um,
So maybe
I
if
didn't think
they
it was too bad.
defined lines a bit better, had
Mhm.
some
Yeah.
signage.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, I think that if I were to go again, I probably would wear different shoes. Maybe get some aesthetically pleasing Crocs that match my
Mhm.
outfit.
Mhm.
Um, because I don't know, my feet just cannot handle Vans. I was like, my feeties hurt.
Ooh, you wore Vans?
Yeah, it was the aesthetic.
Yowza.
It was the aesthetic.
I know that Vans, like, you gotta get what, I have deemed the old people Vans, where they're Vans, but they're kind of like Vans and, running shoes mixed
Mhm.
together. So they're
Old
still
people
from
Vans.
Vans, but they have, like, actual support, so you gotta get some of those. Which I highly
Yeah.
recommend for Disneyland, Universal, anything where you're walking or standing all day. I'm trying to think what they're called.
Yeah, the standing because like you're standing in like this crowd of people and it's like you're just standing nonstop and like if you want to sit, most of the festival grounds is asphalt and then they have like some fake grass, but
Yeah.
and I think next time I would probably, if I was allowed to, I don't know what the rules are exactly, I would bring an umbrella with me, like a small one, or like
Oh.
something like to cover yourself because like when we were watching Bad Omens, like we were standing there for a good like 20-25 minutes before the set started and that sun is
Mhm.
directly on your back. It's just
Oh.
beating down on your back. So I think I would
Yeah.
like I had to either like I had to turn around and like put my fan up because I was like I can't, the sun is so freaking bright. But also I will say that the crowds were pretty freaking lame. For a lot of the bands, like Bad Omens, I was like dancing, I was like headbanging because I love Bad Omens. Like they're one of
Yeah.
my favorite bands. I'm going to enjoy them. And like everybody was just like not doing that. And I was like, I feel weird, but also I don't care. And like same for like Motionless in White, like the girl next to me, like we were just jamming out, like rocking out together. We were like having a good time and everybody else was just like standing there and I'm like, you guys are boring. Do something.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like a lot of people nowadays don't realize, like, concerts are for, like, singing and dancing and just, like, vibing,
Yeah, like
and
enjoying yourself. Like I was having so much fun.
I feel like a lot of people now are so used to watching things on a screen that they
Mhm.
don't realize that, like, when you're, like, seeing somebody in person, you're
You're
meant
there to
to.
enjoy it.
Yeah, because like, I know a lot of concerts, like, you get a seat most of the time when you buy
Mhm.
tickets for a concert. I don't think I have ever sat in my seat when the main band
Mm-mm.
is on. I've sat through, like,
No.
the
Yeah,
openers and
yeah.
stuff,
Uh-huh.
but, like, even, like, when I go with my mom, we are both standing and dancing and singing, and, like,
That's what you're
that's.
supposed to do. That's what
Yeah.
concerts are for. Like I'll take a few videos. Like I don't like I'll take a few videos of my favorite songs. I don't record the whole
Mhm.
thing, but I'll just get like bits and pieces. And then the
Yeah.
rest of the time I'm just jamming, I'm just vibing, I'm like headbanging. I was so sweaty after Motionless in White because I was just dancing the whole time. And I'm like, you guys are so boring. Like I get it's hot, but it's also like a metal festival.
Yeah.
We're all here to be sweaty and bump into each other and push each other. Well, not me because I get scared sometimes. Um, but like it's fun. And I was having a blast and I was like, you guys are boring. Get better at being a crowd. I don't know what to tell you. Like I don't know. Like the crowd, like for Spirit Box for Bring Me the Horizon was so lame. I was like, Spirit Box is so good. And I get it, we're here to see Bad or Bring Me the Horizon, but you guys are lame.
Yeah, especially when you're in the standing room only section.
Yeah.
Like, you're literally just gonna stand there and stare up at the stage. Like, that's so lame.
Yeah, like, dance around, do something, like, I'm, like, headbanging because 'cause I'm like, "I love this, I love it,
Yeah, at
I love it," and I'm,
minimum,
like,
like,
screaming.
bop along to the song, you know?
Yeah,
Get in the
even if you
vibe.
don't know it,
Yeah.
like, it's so it's fun, and I was like, "You guys are lame," but I had a blast, I was just vibing, having a good time,
I feel like so
um
many people record everything too, and I'm like,
mhm,
I get like don't get me wrong. Like when I go to a concert, I normally will record like the first like 20 seconds of a song
mhm,
and then put my phone down and then jam out because I'm one of
yeah,
those people that like when I put it together in a video, I just like to remember what songs they played in what order. That's all.
mhm.
But like some people like record that whole concert and I'm like,
Yeah, and I'm
that's
like,
so
"I can't do
boring.
that." Yeah, I can't do that. I'll get bits and pieces and, like, if I get, like, a good video, but I'm not gonna record the whole time.
Like, the point of
I
going is to see it with your
see them
own
in
2
person,
eyeballs,
yeah.
yeah.
And listen, like, at some points, I did have to kind of, like, watch it through my phone, but that's because I'm blinder than a bat,
That's true.
and I was like, "I should have brought my glasses because 'cause I'm, like, squinting, I'm like, "I know they're there." Especially, like, for the bands where I was farther away, I was like, I can't tell where they are."
Yeah, they're just, beans on a stage moving.
Yeah, but yeah, I should have worn my glasses, but yeah, I wish that people would, like, kinda dance around more and, like, have a little more fun because I was having a good time. It was so fun. Um, and I didn't even I mean, I did get, like, overheated. At some points, I was like, "Jamie, I'm just gonna just be quiet now because I am overheated. There's too many people here."
Yeah.
I told my dad that I was going, and he was like, how did you go to a festival with 85,000 people when the grocery store overwhelms you if there's more than 10 people in there? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
but I
"Listen."
I feel like a festival is different because your focus is elsewhere.
Yeah. I'm
Like,
like,
you're
"Yeah, there was a lot of people there, and I did get, like, overwhelmed and hot and, like, overstimulated at some points, but
Mhm.
not too bad. I had a fan, like, I brought a little hand fan with me, which definitely saved me a couple times. I ended up losing it, but it's fine. Because it didn't have, like, a strap or anything, it was just the fan,
Oh.
so listen, I'm a sucker for things that can clip somewhere, so, like, Jamie got the carabiner clips, and
Mhm.
I was like, "Give me that." I'm clipping my water bottle on my bag. If I'm hands-free is the best way to
Oh,
go.
yes, absolutely.
So that didn't have, like, a little strap or anything, so I ended up losing it. I think during Slipknot, when I fell asleep, somebody probably took it.
Yeah, probably. That's the one thing I hate is you can never fully trust anybody.
No, I, like,
It's
had my
very
bag,
annoying.
Jamie sat next to me, but I had my bag, like, I was, like, cuddling my bag so nobody
Uh-huh.
stole it,
Absolutely.
because 'cause I'm, like, I'm exhausted and I just wanna sleep,
Yeah, and the audacity of people is honestly outrageous.
insane, yeah, also, pretty sure I gave myself, like, a little minor bladder infection, TMI. I didn't pee that whole time I was there
Yeah.
because I was like, "I'm not using the porta potties." But I didn't, like, drink at all because I was like, first off, I'm not trying to, like, get wasted and go home. Um, and it's so hot and alcohol's so expensive, and
Yeah.
it's like, I'm just gonna drink my water. We're gonna get some food. We're gonna be good. And, it was pretty good. By the end of the night, I was so exhausted. I told Jamie, I said, listen, I'm not gonna be very yapper when I get home, when we get back to the hotel, because I'm beat.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Good, me too." I was like, "Word." At
Honestly,
least we're in agreement.
yeah, when you do something like that or like Disney and then like you go back to the hotel or whatever, it's meant to be silence. There's not to
Mhm.
meant there's you're not meant to stay up and
Like,
do
we can talk about this
anything
tomorrow.
or talk. It's literally like meant to just like decompress from the day.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I was like, I need to decompress, and then it, like, kinda sucked because the next day we had to check out, so we did kinda have to get up a little early, but we I was like, I'm just gonna go straight home, so I'm just throwing all my shit in my car. I don't even care what it looks like as long as I have it all.
Yeah.
Um because we were exhausted, and we didn't even go the whole day because I think the festival opened at 11, and we
Oh,
got there at like
wow.
1. We got there like at 1 or like a
Yeah.
little before 1, so we weren't even there all day, and there was people there all day. And like some of the girlies, like, listen, they looked cute as shit, okay, but I know my feet fucking hurt after Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh,
I
they
saw
didn't have
girlies
any
wearing
feet.
I was like, I saw girls wearing Doc Martens. I saw girls wearing heels, like boots, like chunky boots. And I get it, it's the aesthetic, but like, I don't know how you managed to survive that.
Their feet went numb at some point, and they just didn't have they had it was like a Bratz doll where you just take off the whole foot at the end of the day, there is no feet,
There's
there's
just a
just
nub.
pegs. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know how y'all are doing that. Because but kudos to you because I was dying.
Yeah.
Even after Bring Me the Horizon, I was like me and Jamie had to sit out, like we sat outside waiting for Uber,
Mhm.
and I was like, I'm gonna sit down because my feet hurt. I was like, and I also just, I don't know why, because I bought these boots like 6 years ago when I worked at Hot Topic, and I was
Mhm.
like, I don't know why I bought them. Maybe because I got a discount because I'm 5'10". I don't need to wear 4-inch boots, but they're
Uh,
cute.
yeah, those are for people like me and other Jamie, not
Yeah,
not you.
yeah. I was like, the only good thing about it is like if anybody does lose me, just look for the tallest bitch in the room.
Yeah.
Um, I'm massive. This girl was like this really like sweet girl. She ended up like following us to the venue inside the hotel, but she was like, "I'm just following the tall goth chick." I was like, oh, "Okay, that's me." I don't know where I'm going, and me and Jamie are like pure chaos. I was like, "Please." People kept like trying to follow us. They were like, "You look like you know where you're going," and I'm like, "We don't."
And you're like, "I absolutely do not."
I'm like, listen, me and Jamie are pure chaos. Half the time I don't know how we end up like when we went to the other concert, it's a miracle we both made it back to the hotel. So like me and Jamie kind of have this like god complex where we're like we can do anything, but also don't follow us because we're literally dumb. I'm like we're pure absolute chaos. Like it's insane. Um but we made it. So that's all that matters.
Honestly,
Um
you made it, you didn't get too drunk,
no.
and you guys had a great time.
Yeah, it
And
was a
and
blast.
neither of you fully passed out from the
No,
stroke,
yeah. I
so
was like, okay, I was like, Jamie, I was like, yeah, you know what? We you never been to a festival, so I get it.
yeah.
Why don't we just sit down here?
Yeah.
I was like,
And take
thank
some
God for the guy.
water.
I was like, thank God for the guy behind him because I was like, he let her like prop up on his leg.
Oh.
And I was like, you know what? That's the homie right here because I would do it, but I was like,
Yeah.
Jamie, I don't want to be a shitty friend, okay? We can leave. We can leave,
But if
okay?
we don't have
But
to.
if you can just sit here and vibe out down here,
Yeah.
she's like, no, no, I'm fine, I'm fine. I'm like, I was like, oh, Jamie, don't do this to me right now. and then, Poppy saved her life. So shout out to
Yeah.
Poppy and
Shout
Bad
out to
Omens.
Poppy and Bad Omens for saving lives.
You are saving lives every day. So thank you. Yeah, I will say, like, so this year, I think I talked about this in a previous episode, but they ended up moving Sig New World up about a month or yeah,
Yeah.
maybe like a couple weeks. Because last year it was in May,
Mhm.
which I think made a huge difference. And like it was so great because like the weather was like the week leading up to like Sig New World, it was like 90s. And then it started dropping down, and then, like, Saturday, it was 77, and then, like, the next day, it, like, jumped back up into, like, the mid-80s. So, like, it was perfect.
Nice.
But if you've never been to, like, an outdoor festival, be prepared because it's hot. There's so many bodies, and if you're gonna
Yeah.
be in, like, a standing, like, a pit, you're gonna be touching a lot of people, you're gonna be sweating, there's tons of people, so just be prepared for that. And the best thing we did was bring an empty water bottles in. That
Oh,
was, like,
heck
the best
yeah.
thing, um, because, like, the water's so expensive there, and you don't wanna die, but, yeah, it can be a lot if you've never been to a festival, especially, like, in the Las Vegas festival grounds, there's, like, not a lot of shade, so if you do go, just be prepared. Just do your research. Be like me and Jamie. I mean, Jamie, okay, like, we're both chaos, but she's, like, organized chaos, where I'm just chaos. Like, she had, like, a plan set, okay? And then when we get together, we're just chaotic, but, like, do your research, like, what you can bring, what you can't bring, the rules, all of that
Did you take
way
sunscreen
ahead of
with
time.
you?
I did, yes.
Good.
And I reapplied it, multiple times throughout the day. I still got burnt, but that's inevitable.
Yeah, I was about to say
Um,
you're too pale that you would get fried, but at least you weren't like peeling or anything like
yeah,
that.
no, it actually wasn't too bad of a sunburn. It's probably one of the milder sunburns I had, but that's because I know myself and I know that, like, if I don't put shit on, like, I'm gonna be miserable.
Yeah.
Um, and it, like, hurt the first few days, but considering the fact that I haven't gotten sunburned in, like, 3 years, because, like, you have to go outside to get sunburnt,
Mhm.
um, I was pretty proud of myself, especially because, like, my whole back was, like, exposed,
Yeah.
and like I said, like, 90% of the set, like, at least Bad Omens, like, my back was directly the sun was directly on my back, so it was like but, it wasn't too bad, and I'm proud of myself. I didn't even I made it. We made it, and that's all that matters, and I would definitely do it again next year. Um, it's very expensive. Okay, I will say the one thing I wish they did different for, like, Sick New World, I wish they had, like, 2 days at least,
Mhm.
because, like my coworker went to Stagecoach the same weekend, and Stagecoach is 3 days.
Yeah.
So I wish they would do, like, multiple days, because I think the other festival they do in Vegas, which is When We Were Young, I think that's multiple days. So, like, I wish they would do that because it is so much to do in one day, and you're paying, like,
Yeah.
$500 a ticket.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, like, after fees and everything, I think I paid, like, 4 or something for my ticket, and I just had GA. I just had standard GA. I didn't
Wow.
have GA plus, I didn't have VIP, I didn't have none of that. That is the one thing I wish they did a little different, because, like, but back in, like, the Warp Tour days, you'd pay, like, $30 to get in. It's one day, but, like, it's $30. If I miss a band, whatever, I don't care. That's why, like, I feel like there's, like, a lot of pressure to see all the bands you wanna see, and then it's,
Yeah,
like,
because you wanna make the
disappointing when you
most of
don't
your
get to see
money.
them. Exactly, like, it's disappointing when you don't get to see them because, like, you paid, like, 500, like, some of these people paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to be here
Yeah,
because
because that's
me
like the
like
same amount we paid for Horror Nights, except with Horror Nights, we got to see everything.
yeah, exactly, and it's like it's crazy, so I had fun, but, like, just know that it once like, if you wanna make the most out of it, like, you're gonna be just doing shit all day. You're gonna be
Yeah.
running around from stage to stage and trying to make the most of it because it is very expensive, so, like, I wish they would do multiple days for Sick New World.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun, but other than that, like, it is fun. It does suck when you don't get to see your favorite band. Like, we really wanted to see Sleep Token, but I was kind of like, you know what? There's still, like, a newer band, and they probably will tour again.
Yeah.
So I kind of justified it that way because System of a Down, they don't tour anymore. They only do festivals.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I love System of a Down, and I don't know how much longer they're going to be playing festivals for. So I'm like, I'm not missing an opportunity to see them. So I kind of justified it that way. Like, we were both pretty sad, but I was like, at the end of the day, I was like, listen, we could see them another time.
Yeah.
So, that's the only thing I think I would change, but yeah, 10 out of 10 recommend.
Did you buy any merch?
I didn't. Jamie bought Bring Me the Horizon hoodie. It's just the lines were just
So
absolutely
long.
insane.
Yeah.
Like, we were like, "Oh, like, we'll check everything out, like, the day before," because, not everybody else has that idea also. Um, but yeah, no, I didn't get anything, but I got lots of pictures, so that's what I'll hold on to the memories for. But I do want to go next year. I definitely think. Oh, well, depending on the lineup, I have to see the lineup.
Yeah.
Because like last year's lineup, I didn't really care for, which is why I didn't go. But I thought the lineup was really, really good this year, even though like most of the bands we saw, I have already seen before.
Yeah, but
The
that's
only
okay.
bands I didn't have not seen was like I didn't see Baby Metal. I haven't seen Baby Metal before. I haven't seen Kubla Khan, Danny Elfman, and like System of a Down. So I guess I did see like about 50-50. But it's fine because I got to see Noah Sebastian again. I would see him every time.
Uh,
Every time.
yes, he's so
I almost
pretty.
so like they had to so when he went on his last tour, which I saw
Mhm.
him in Vegas, the Mesa, Arizona show ended up having to get rescheduled.
Uh-huh.
And they rescheduled it on my birthday, and I almost this was like months and months ago before any of the sideshows got announced. I like almost bought tickets to it because I was like, it's my birthday and I love Bad Omens.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Mesa's kind of far. And I'm glad I didn't buy tickets because then I got the opportunity to see Bring Me the Horizon, which I love. Um, so I think it all worked out. But yeah, if you get a chance to see any of them, definitely, I think you should definitely, obviously, Bad Omens, because Chef's Kiss.
Mhm.
Um, and Bring Me the Horizon. I think those were two of the best ones. Honestly, the Bring Me the Horizon sideshow was probably like top 5 concerts. It was so good. Ollie Sykes is so. I think it's also just like his British accent. I think was wonderful too. So
Absolutely.
that helps. But yeah, I've been yapping for like an hour. I'm like, you don't get any words in, Jamie. Me time. Me time.
This is your episode. My episode will be the
Yeah.
next episode.
Yeah. This was my birthday, Sick New World. But it was fun because like it was like really fun to do like such a fun thing for my birthday. Like getting to go to
Yeah, I
a
love when
concert
things
on your
align.
birthday. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely hope I get to go next year. I hope that they do more sideshows because I would like to do that. But it was so much fun. I had a blast and I would do it again. Um yeah. I don't know how to end this. Bye everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
Casey's just like, okay,
and
bye.
end. And we're done. Bye.
Okay, so I guess this is my portion to talk. So
Yeah,
don't
your turn.
forget. Yeah, I mean, you're like an hour. You're an hour into this episode, my friends. If you haven't subscribed wherever you're listening, subscribe.
Yeah, you're
Follow
already
us.
here, so
Yeah,
you might as well.
we.
You listen this far, you might as well just hit that button
Yeah.
and keep updated. We have a lot of shit coming up soon. Like a
Yes.
lot.
This summer, like the next couple months is going to be so packed. Like starting with April, we're just like jam packed until like July. And
Yeah.
then we've got like special stuff coming for 1 year anniversary. Can you believe we're almost at
I
one
know.
year?
That's so crazy.
That's
That's so
insane.
crazy.
So follow us wherever you're listening. Follow us on all the social media because that's where we will keep you guys updated and ask you things.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that's all I got for you. So we will see you guys in the next episode. So bye.
Bye.